I managed to finally finish my painting, Frustration. I have avoided this painting for a very, very long time, but why on earth have I been avoiding this painting? The main reason is probably a drowning case of imposter syndrome, which prevents me from trying to paint any artwork that is currently outside of my current skill level. But that whole discussion is for another video. The real reason is probably slightly more painful as it digs into all my hopes and dreams. This artwork embodies all of my frustration that lays deep. The frustration that I constantly ignore and bury under my daily life. The kind that can fill your chest that you just don't know how to get rid of. If I think about it too long, it can even make me feel like I'm drowning in my own invented despair. Every time I think about this artwork or look at it, it stares right back at me with the question, is being an artist realistic? Now, before we get all existential, how long have I actually been avoiding this artwork? I do remember the exact moment I came up with the vision. I was driving back home from my minimum wage job. It had been a tough day, maybe even a tough week. It was one of those weeks where all of my energy was consumed by my job. But in the back of my mind, all I could think about was what I wanted to create. All the artworks I had ideas for, all the skills I wanted to practice and perfect, even all the content that I wanted to create about my art. But I was drained with only the free time that a full-time job allows you, which is a lot and not much all at the same time. It felt like I was mourning the art career that I never had and never will have. How bloody dramatic for a 23-year-old. About a month later, I finally took reference photos for the idea in September 2022. I cannot believe I've been avoiding this artwork for over a year. A few months after that, I finally did the digital study of the artwork as kind of a guideline and plan, and then only got around to painting trials in June 2023. So I clearly kept procrastinating. This artwork has been yelling at me for a very long time. So what is my conclusion? Is being an artist realistic? In short, no. And in long, no, not really. And I hope you are prepared, because I have thought about this quite a lot the last few months with this artwork screaming at me. Sadly, art is not a necessity to our society. Now, before you start screaming at me, I am not arguing if art is important, because it is. It has so much impact on our society and us individuals. I don't think I need to go on about how much historical, cultural, and religious significance it has and will have and has had. But is it a necessity? A necessity is something that is indispensable, something that is absolutely necessary. Do we need art? Do we need artists in our society? In many ways, you could perfectly argue that it is a necessity. There is so much need for entertainment like music, films, and animation. As entertainment can provide an escape, help with relaxation, regulate emotion, and enrich our daily lives. Overall, if society is thriving individually, then it can thrive better as a whole, and these outlets provide people with ways of de-stressing and hopefully enhancing their lives in a way that they end up enjoying it more. Not totally sure how well society is coping mentally currently, but you get my point. And I'm not ignoring the fact that there are vital creative jobs out there like graphic designers and architects and probably many more that I'm too ignorant to know about. But sadly, my spoiled little brain wants to be an artist. I mean, the kind of artist that hosts exhibitions for people to admire their art and wonder how on earth they came up with it, and let alone create those ideas. Don't worry, I am not delusional. I know my art isn't quite there yet, but I hope in maybe 5 years that I will be where I kind of envision myself creatively. In saying all this, when was the last time you enjoyed art? And I mean properly enjoyed art. Sat in front of an artwork in an exhibition, purchased a piece of work, decorated your space with something special. I know there are plenty of people out there who absolutely froth art, okay? All they want to do is experience everything artistic. They love collecting and finding new artists. But that isn't the majority. I mean, I'm an artist and I'm almost embarrassed to say that the last exhibition I went to was in 2022. It was an Alexander McQueen exhibit, Mind Mythos Muse, presented by the National Gallery of Victoria. It was the first exhibition I had gone to since graduating high school in 2018. And when was the last time I purchased a piece of art from one of the artists I admire? Well, never. It is such a gut-wrenching feeling to admit that to you. I am a person who loves art, loves producing art, loves admiring it, loves discussing it. But as an artist, as an art person, I have barely put any money or support back into this beautiful industry. How can I ask you to purchase my work for whatever price I set when I haven't even done the same for someone else? Of course, I live and breathe art in other ways like music and animation, but why have I not purchased art for myself, decorated my space, or gone to more exhibitions in my free time? I mean, how hypothetical. I mean, how hypocritical is that? I guess it could dwindle down to a few things, but I think my top ones are time and disposable income. The time argument is reinforced by my absolute need and passion to produce art. Whatever free time I get is spent on producing my own art, not going to exhibitions near me. And my disposable income, like many of us, is limited. It can feel hard to want to spend money on artworks to decorate my place when I don't even own the place I'm living in currently. I'm going to move eventually, so what's the point in putting effort into it? What's the point of making it my own? Sure, there are many pieces that I would love to add to my space, but I get distracted by all these other things to buy that give me a nice dopamine hit instead. But you know what? I really realized when I visited that Alexander McQueen exhibit, I love art. I really do. In any form, I really love it. I do want to put back into this beautiful industry, and I hope to change that in this coming year. Then again, I'm an art person. Admiring art is already a niche. To be an artist with a traveling exhibition globally seems like a fever dream that I can't quite get a glimpse of. So is being an artist really realistic? If it took me so long to realize that I want to purchase art and appreciate it, how long will it take others to realize the same? And they might never realize it because it might just not be their thing. Will they ever appreciate my art? Will they ever want to purchase my art? Will I ever have enough time to work on the pieces that I want to? Will I ever get to perfect my techniques the way I want? I'm not saving people. I'm not making them laugh. I'm not helping them financially. Probably the opposite, in fact, if they did end up purchasing anything. I mean, I can't even get angry at people when they say it isn't realistic because hell, I think it is. Who is paying for art nowadays when most of us don't even know if we can afford a house? I can't even find any statistics on the likelihood of becoming an artist because it's such a subjective industry, with success being even more subjective. I thought, what else feels as unrealistic? The first thought that came to my mind was winning the Olympics. Getting that gold medal at the Olympics. Now, some of you may argue this is easier or harder than becoming an artist, but let's just dive a little bit deeper. In the 2020 Summer Olympics, 11,300 people competed and only 340 gold medals were awarded. Yes, I'm only speaking about the gold medals because I'm assuming all athletes go to win a gold medal, not silver or bronze. That is my assumption as a non-athlete. So if only one medal was awarded to each person out of 11,300 people who competed, I know multiple awards can be given out, one person can play multiple sports and get multiple gold medals, but let's just keep it simple. One medal is awarded to each person. That means out of 11,300 people who competed, only 3% would win a gold medal. Only 3%. I mean, to work your whole life and compete against all these people for you to only have a 3% chance of winning? Who would want to do that? But there are people who wake up every day and all that is on their mind is the Olympics. Just like artists who wake up every day and all is on their mind is art. Doesn't it seem like such a fitting analogy to compare the two? I think as an artist, I can live in my dreams quite easily. I can get caught up in my silly little head and really could live there for the rest of my life. I think most artists would love to live in their head. Aren't we all just dreamers? But I think sometimes artists get so stuck in their head and their dreams that they almost forget how much work it can take to achieve those dreams. The world does not owe us anything, nothing at all, and it never will. Even if you have 10,000 small business owners and artists on your For You page absolutely trying to get guilt likes or guilt buys. Oh, that's a pet peeve of mine. It's really pissing me off lately. You can try your hardest and never become the artist you want to be. Your work may never be recognized the way you want, and you may achieve absolutely nothing. There were 300 people that attended the 2020 Olympics, and 97% of them did not win gold medal. They tried their hardest, but someone was better. They tried their hardest, but they never quite made the cut. They tried their hardest, but no one will remember them for trying. It can be hard to face reality, but dreams don't always come true. I reckon most of the time they don't, or else all of us would be fucking Jeff Bezos, okay? Like, it's not happening. But is it such a bad thing for your dreams not to come true? Dreams are how you imagine the pinnacle of your life. Does that mean you failed in life if you did not achieve your dreams? If I never managed to become an artist, does that mean my life was a waste? Should I have chosen a different path if I do not end up succeeding in this one? Even if I never make it as an artist, never sell an artwork, I would have lived a great life. I've had such a beautifully sheltered childhood and adulthood, and I continue to be financially stable for now and enjoy life within my means. I'm incredibly grateful for that. Fucking knock on wood. I feel like I should punch a tree after saying all that. But back to the point. Art is a luxury. So is being an artist realistic? Probably not. But if being an artist is not realistic, and I know I might never succeed in art, then why on earth would I still pursue it? Well, what else would I do? How else would I spend my time? I mean, sure, I could read every manga I've ever wanted to read and play every video game that I've ever wanted to play to its fullest completion. There are other hobbies of mine that could consume my time outside of daily work and bring me quite a lot of joy. But they just don't give me the same feeling, the same meditative state as creating an artwork. The same satisfaction as completing an artwork. Don't get me wrong, I could stay up every night reading manga if I had all the time in the world, but I don't. Most of us don't. So art will forever be my passion that plays in the back of my mind at all times of the day. Art is simultaneously keeping me so sane in this weird world while making me go insane. You may wonder if being an artist is not realistic and I already have limited time available for my art, then why create the content? Why spend all this time making silly little videos that barely get any views when I could just completely stop and spend even more time on art? Well, I do enjoy it. I do kind of enjoy it. And no, I don't enjoy spending hours editing videos to get no reaction from the social media gods. But I do enjoy sharing my art online. If I never shared my art online, then it would just be collecting dust in my drawers to never see the light of day, apart from a few select family members. If I'm honest, social media gets boring, and gets boring quite a lot. I can't scroll aimlessly. It's too guilt-ridden. I could probably go into my insatiable need for productivity, but that's a rabbit hole that I don't think I want to touch yet. Not my best traits, but also one of my best traits. Let's not touch it. Even if my art never makes it, my social media never makes it, I never make it to my dreams, I would rather say that I have tried and looked back at all the effort I put in than regret giving up too early. I would rather spend my time creating as much as possible than rather consuming endlessly. I can remember the fear and anxiousness of trying as a kid or teenager. It was suffocating. Everything seemed so big and scary, and I remember missing out on a lot of things. Not speaking out when I wanted to, or sharing something that meant a lot to me due to fear of trying and failing. I still get that fear all the time, but now I am way more scared of never trying. I think it is terrifying to look back and think you could have tried harder. There were 11,300 people that went to the Olympics in 2020. They all knew there was a limited amount of gold medals to win. They all wanted a gold medal. They knew their odds. They knew what they were up against. They knew that they might walk away with nothing. 11,300 people went to the Olympics, and 97% of them won nothing. 10,961 people tried their hardest, and I think that's pretty amazing. Some of us have dreams that we desperately want to achieve, and we are trying our hardest to get there. Some will succeed, and some will not. Either way, I think the act of trying is pretty commendable and impressive, because we all know if we do not succeed, then we fail. But that doesn't mean we've thrown our lives away, especially if we've been working towards something that makes us happy. I mean, take this artwork for example. I was crying at some point painting this because I took a chance and I thought I had ruined it. And do you know what? In many ways, I might have ruined it. But overall, I'm happy that I took the risk because I do think it worked out for the best. And if I finished this artwork without taking that risk, then I would have questioned it the entire time. Now, I was avoiding this artwork for quite a while because I did not think I could do it justice. And if I could not paint this, then for some reason it felt like I couldn't be an artist. In the end, do I think I did it justice? Well, no. There are quite a lot of areas of the painting that I absolutely hate, that I think could have been done better. There are choices that I made during this piece that I think were just mindless and could have been planned out a bit better. But do I regret painting it? No, not at all. And actually, even though I can see so many things in frustration that I hate, there are a lot of things that I love about this artwork. I know I did try, and there are a lot of beautiful aspects about it. Who knows? In a few years, I might want to try and paint it again with a different art mind or skill, and then that's when I'll do it justice. Or I might never think about this painting again because I finally have gotten it off my chest. Either way, I've gotten it out of my head by creating it. The yelling has subsided for now, and I'm free to move on to the next project. Thanks for letting me get this off my chest. I'm currently sitting in my car on a random piece of the land that we are renting because it was the only place that had the least noise, and I am sweating because it's Australian summer in Queensland. So I hope this audio is good so badly. But if any of this has resonated with you, please just let me know. Even if you completely disagree with me or you think I'm too pessimistic or whatever, just let me know, because I think it's nice just to have conversations on the internet or just discussions without any expectations and just learning different people's opinions and ideologies, because I think it's important. But I hope you have a great day.